Yes, Andrew. I love that statement. I love that statement. I don't hear it often, but hey, it's a fun statement. Anyways, so I work at this clothing store, right? And everybody knows when you get in the clothes, it's all about fashion, but most people that you come across in fashion are usually gay if it's some type of successful. Like think about it. You think about Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs is gay. Dolce & Gabbana, those are two men that are gay. So that's the secret. Victoria's Secret is that it's a guy. So all of this is like jokes and shit. So it's funny at the time. But then you think about it, and I was like, I got in a heated argument with a gay guy that works at Zara. And I was like, I just don't understand this bullshit. Like, why it's so fucked up? Like, I don't understand. Like, how come I'm straight and I can't get my clothing line on the road? This is bullshit. But if I told him that I was fucking with Jeff, then everybody's gonna put me on. It's gonna be Jeff and Andrew, the star of the show, some gay shit. So what he said to me was, you know what, Andrew, I'm gonna sit you down and talk to you. And I was like, what happened? And he was like, well, you know that they say nowadays being gay is the new being black of 40 years ago. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, being gay of today's age is the new black. And I looked up the definition, and I said, really? So how do you call a genetic malfunction which causes the body to have a social imbalance, and according to society, which is also called the phrase being black? That's the genetic malfunction, is that your parents had sex and had you and you ended up being black instead of gay. Because if you're gay, the most successful couple in the world is a white gay male. And I just said, so how is being gay the new black? If you look at it, you can say, I was like, which aspect is it? Is it the big dick or the bad credit that makes the connection? Because I don't see any other connection besides that. It's just fucked up. And then it's just like, that's just one thing that we touched on. And then it's like, I tried to argue with him that wearing seatbelts are gay. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like not, like everybody has the phrase gay. So not really like homosexual if you wear a seatbelt. But this guy that I was arguing with, like I have this little gangster friend or whatever, and his reasoning to everything is, he's like, yo, fuck that, dog, I'll never wear a seatbelt. I'm like, why? He's like, dog, I don't wear socks, I don't wear protection, I don't wear shoes, fuck that, I don't wear a seatbelt. And I'm like, oh, alright, that's cool. It sounds fun, because if you say that type of stuff, everybody's like, oh shit, this guy's tough. But then the day that a police officer pulled up behind us, I'm sitting in the passenger seat eating McDonald's without my seatbelt on, just chilling. I'm expecting him to do some crazy shit like, fuck that, fuck the police officers. He turns to me, turns down the music. He's playing Tupac, turns down the music. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, you go ahead and put the fries down, put the seatbelt on, bro. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I thought we don't wear protection, but it's just like, when you get caught in the heat of the moment, you're not the same person. He told me to put my fries down and put on my seatbelt, but yet he had no shoes on, getting through head, and he had no condom on. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It's just fucked up. So, and it's like, some other shit that was going on was, I'm gonna go back to step on the whole being black of 40 years ago. So, the whole being black of 40 years ago, I believe that anybody over the age of 60, if you're a white person over the age of 60, I automatically think you're a racist. Like, I know there's a lot of white people in the audience, but it's fucked up. But I just think that you're automatically racist. And I'm like, I think about it and I'm like, why? And I'm like, that's fucked up because we've done so much to overcome the situation and see that everybody's equal, the president's black. But I'm just like, there's just some people, like I've looked at my uncles that were over 40, and it's just fucked up because if you ever meet a guy that's over 40 that's in any type of business, and you meet him and you talk to him, he's always usually the bouncer at like a jazz club that's not going to do anything really. Like he's not enforcing any type of bouncing. Like nobody's going to break out in a fight because one fucking person fucked up on the ensemble. Like it's not going to happen. Like that's not realistic. So it's either one, that guy, or it's my uncle that comes to the house and he's like, hey, I'm like, what's up? I have my hat on, I'm trying to look cool for the ladies. I bring my little girlfriend there, and he's one of the guys that are like, as I'm sitting at the table, he's the one that points out the awkward situation. Like he's like, "Can you please take off your hat?" I'm like, what? And it's like he's saying, "Can you please take off your hat?" It's like the fucked up way of the situation is anybody can say, "Can you please take off your hat?" But the way that he explains, he's like, "No, as black man, we gotta say, can you please take off your hat?" And I'm like, okay, but after a while when he just keeps repeating it, it just sounds like and it's like, that's just fucked up, because that just put, like, if there was a white guy sitting in the stands at that very moment, he'll like, see what I'm talking about? That's why we shouldn't have taught him nothing. It's just fucked up, but that's all I have, so I'm gonna bring back on the stage Rob Cream. Rob Cream back on